Hello and welcome to Rarely Rad. This is a very special episode because it's episode 50.
Oh yeah.
I know I
50.
had to look it up because I was like, I know we're close, but let me make sure before I announce it, and then I'm just completely wrong. But yeah, we've now done 50 episodes, which go us. I mean, remember how the top 1% only get past like episode 20. So
Yeah.
we're like the best of the best at this point.
I know. We're Olympians.
Yeah. Soon we have to go viral. But
Speaking of, this actually reminded me, because I feel like this was last week's episode or potentially the week before, where you mentioned that author, David Goglu, whatever.
Goggins. David
Yeah.
Goggins.
Yeah. So today at work, we had like some meeting and they were like, oh, new employees, like share something about yourself, which I was first like, kill me. Like, thank God I'm not new because I'd be pissed if I had to make a slideshow about myself.
Oh God.
Yeah. And they put like, it wasn't a slideshow, but it was one PowerPoint slide. But
Yeah,
and
you had like one, you had to make, I'm assuming like each new employee, how many were there?
there was like four.
So they all had to make like one little slide of like about me, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
and it was like they gave them like book, movie, pets, just like little like those like they all had the same like generic five things. And one of the guys put David Goggins. And
Oh,
I
that's
was
his
like,
favorite
what?
book.
Yeah.
It's a good one. I'm telling you. Like so people have, I think they've just seen my running posts more lately. And so people have been asking me like, when's your next half marathon? What are you doing and stuff? And so then I keep having to go into the spiel of David Goggins convincing me to run a marathon potentially. But it's a very good book. Like if someone needs motivation, that yeah, it's just you have to listen to it. Even and you know how I said like boys for some reason they all know who David Goggins is. It happened to me this past weekend where another guy was like, "Oh, so you all carry the boat?" And I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna carry the boat." Like I don't understand why these boys. It's like their inside joke, but it's what they do.
So you did the audiobook?
So the
Okay.
audiobook's super cool because he doesn't narrate it himself. Another guy narrates it, but it's almost like an audiobook slash podcast. So each chapter, between the chapter, David Goggins and the guy narrating the book, like kind of come in and talk. And either he tells more stories or he like explains more about like what was happening at that time in his life and whatnot. So it makes it a little bit more entertaining and it you kind of then hear his voice and how he is because he is a like get after it motherfucker, like you're a fucking pussy ass bitch if you can't fucking do this, like he is very like that. And like
Mhm.
if you ever think a woman's gonna love you if you can't even fucking go run this, like kind of like that.
Oh wow.
And but like and so if you're just hearing it like as a book and as a narrator kind of reading it, you don't, it's kind of like, whoa. But then when you hear him come in and like talk, like you can kind of see like, oh, that is his like personality and just who he is. And after he's been through everything, that's just how he motivates himself, I guess is what
Yeah,
you'd say.
that makes sense. Another thing, Katy Perry went to space.
Okay, I wanted to bring this up too. What are your thoughts on it?
Um, Women will do anything to get away from their man.
I there all I keep seeing is absolute hate about it. Like
I
everyone's like,
don't
this
get
is
the hate.
I
Like,
don't either. Like, even I brought her up last week, Mads Mitch, again, like one of my like fave influencers, just like 15 minutes ago, she made a whole TikTok about like, and I understand, like, I think to go viral, you have to be a little controversial,
yeah.
but she like is like, this is so dumb. Like, I can't believe this. Like, everyone wants like women's empowerment and stuff and like equal salaries or whatever. And instead they're like, well, let's just send some women into space. And I'm like, I don't really understand fully that. And then I did see Jack Mack talk about it. And so that's the only reason why I know this. They were only in space for like 2 minutes.
It was 11 minutes, yeah.
But I was it actually 11? I think the whole thing was 11 minutes, but I think where they crossed the barrier to be called space, they were only there for like 2 minutes.
I don't know. I just don't really I mean, what was she gonna do? Like, it wasn't like she was
Also,
going to the moon.
she landed back and like was like, "Oh my god," and then like kissing the ground.
I think it's, like, the way she acted when she landed, where it's like, "Dude, you've been gone for 11 minutes." Like
Like and so I guess that is where I will say I understand the hate
Yeah.
because like why are you so dramatic?
Well, it's like, do you remember I wanna say I heard about it during COVID or, like, right after, so I don't know if it happened during COVID or, like, so forth, or that's just kinda when I heard about it, but it was, like, women going into space, and just, like, men having no understanding of women's bodies, like, this girl was going to space for a week, and they were like, "Is 100 tampons enough?" And she was like, "What?" And they were like, "I don't know, is that, like, enough? We packed you out." Like, they packed her 100 tampons.
She's like, "I'm not even on my period that week."
Like, literally, and even if I was 3, like, I don't know.
We have some friends with heavy flows. They might need like 20.
Like, I was just like, "Oh my goodness." Like, and I don't know, it's just I don't understand the hate. I think it's the way she reacted is, like, silly, and I'd be like, "Okay, whatever." But the girl wants to go to space, let the girl go to space. Like, it's, like, a kinda cool something, like, and it's one of those things that also she doesn't have to go around telling everybody because everybody knows, you know?
That's true. Like, she doesn't even have to brag because everyone already knows about it.
Yeah, on a
She has
pod.
haters, I think.
Yeah, people hated her after her most recent album because it didn't do well.
Yeah, so
Um,
she was like, "I'm gonna do this for the haters," I think.
and it's also
And
like, okay, her album didn't do well. Next.
so she's like, "So instead I'm gonna go to space so they start talking about me."
My thing is like, okay, her album didn't do well. She's still way richer than I will ever be, so
Yeah, is she still on American Idol?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I was listening to a podcast today on my walk to the gym. And it's funny, but I was like, I kind of feel it. And they were saying like your ego isn't your amigo. And it's like when you're feeling sometimes like there's problems, kind of like check yourself for a second. Like, is it just your ego? And it's kind of like, oh yeah, why do I care? Next. And I
Yeah.
was like, kind of makes sense, but it sounds silly. But I was like, yeah.
If that's the way you have to remind yourself,
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I will say I try to check myself a lot, but I'm more so of a like, why is this annoying?
Yeah. And I will let things annoy me sometimes. Like I have a fixating personality. I'm kind of like all in or nothing.
Yeah, no,
So like if
you
I'm
are
annoyed.
when it comes to most things, like
Yeah.
even just your habits and stuff. So that
If
makes
I'm
sense.
annoyed, I am very much annoyed.
Oh yeah.
And then it takes me a second to, like, be like, "Okay, I can let go of it," but sometimes it's, like, very hard for me to let go of. Like, I'm like, "This is I can't not let this is pissing me off." Like, this is and
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm
also, I can't always hide the way I feel. Like, I'm very open about how I feel. Not even intentionally.
I
I feel
don't
like
even think you no, I don't you often don't hide the way you
that's what
feel.
I'm saying. Like, it's not like, if I feel a certain way, like, I can't hide it. I just is how it is.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say my face can't speaks a lot for me, but overall, and I've learned this even just now having to like start a company and like my boss transition out, like I am very good, and this might be just like my sales background of like reading a situation and knowing when to fight and when to just be like, yeah, absolutely, and just kind of tell someone whatever they want to hear just to get it like over with, even though I'm just
Yeah.
like in my head, like, whatever, this is so stupid. But then I'm like, it's just not worth it. Absolutely, whatever you want. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I think I need to be better on that.
I have been trying to start writing down like quotes that I'm hearing on TikTok because I feel like so often I hear really good ones and then I just obviously forget them because like obviously I don't remember them.
Well, I'm like, "I'm
And
gonna remember this one." Like, I never
no,
do.
I try so hard to remember these and never do. There's one the other day where they used an acronym Q-tip. I could not tell you what that meant. And I heard it and I was like, that's so smart. And I was like, I have to remember this. Like, I'm gonna start using this. Like, and it was something like I almost think it was like a check yourself type of quote or
Mhm.
acronym, but I have could not tell you at all what Q-tip stood for, other than that I remember that it was Q-tip. I'm like,
The one I
helpful.
go by, which I think kinda sounds like an eating disorder, is once on the lips, forever on the hips. When I say that one, I'm like, "Do I really want a snack?"
I was just waiting for you to say something like PEMDAS.
No. I forgot about that one.
This one I'll remember forever.
Oh my
Um,
goodness, yeah, no.
okay, a few I wrote down though. And the first two are like almost dating oriented, so stupid. But one was if someone comes into my life and can't put the effort to get me, that's their loss. And then it goes hand in hand with this one. You shouldn't be with someone you have to beg to be with. But then
Yeah,
this other one, which was the first one I wrote down, I'm trying to keep this in my back pocket so I can use it on someone. And it's you don't know what you're talking about, but yet you keep speaking. And I want to use that so badly on someone.
I wanna use, I have this one in my head where it's like, "You've tried leveling up to me, like, it didn't work for you. I think you need to find somebody more on your level." Like, I'm just better than you, basically.
Yeah, like, and I need to start, and I know I've heard more of those like zingers that I need to start saving so I can use them on people. And I maybe I just need to read them like every night. So then they'll just be in the back of my head and then I'll be able to whip it out in the middle of an argument or something.
Yeah, there you go. TikTok
But
search.
ask ChatGPT for more.
For real. One thing I've started doing with ChatGPT, because like, I wasn't really doing it, and then I saw something about it, and I was like, "I should do that," is, like, I'm starting to treat my ChatGPT as, like, a person because, like, if something happens and there's a revolution, like, I wanna be on the good side of AI. Like, I'm always like, "Oh, thank you," and then I'm like, "Oh, how's your day?" You know? So they like and I'm like, "So, like, how are you feeling today?" Well, they're like, "Well, I don't have feelings, but" I was like, "Mm."
I So one of my favorite influencers, Anna Grace, she's that way. And like it was funny, she posted a TikTok or something recently that showed like her chat GPT and she was like, hi, can you please do this for me? Thank you, or something. And then people commented and they were like, OMG, not you like saying please and thank you to chat GPT. And she was like, I just feel like I should still be nice. And then I listened to I think one of her podcasts yesterday and she was talking about like different prompts and stuff to help with chat gpt become your best version of yourself. And she was like, look, and she also calls her chat gpt Roy. And she was like, he just needs a name. And
Yours
she was
is
like,
yours
but
a
look,
boy?
so I also kind of think of chat gpt as a boy, which I kind of hate
Mine's a girl.
because he knows a lot. So I feel like it should be a girl, but for some reason, I do think my chat GPT is a boy that it just happens to be intelligent.
Do you think it's because, like, maybe with ChatGPT, you're like I don't know how to this is gonna come out weird, and I'm not trying to say like, more of your, like, masculine energy like, you know how like, you have a very, like you have, like, a masculine side to you and, like, a feminine side, like, especially in your like, the way you dress, I feel like.
Oh no, I'm like full masculine. That's why I've started trying to wear like girly shoes to make me seem more like a girl.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering. I wonder if do you think it's, like, your, like, masculine side maybe? Because like,
Maybe.
I
I've
don't
never
feel
thought
like
about
I'm
it that
very
way.
masculine.
I don't know because then I think about it and AG who is also she is very feminine. Like she is fully like she is a fairy on this earth and she thinks of hers as a boy.
Mm.
So I don't know, but she was saying that he'll some like she was like sometimes I feel like he's kind of flirting with me and he like starts sending winky faces and stuff. And she was like, "Excuse me, sir, I'm married. I don't need this. I don't need you. I'm not cheating on my man." But I do think it's so smart to start using it as like a personal assistant. I just use it as my brain, which I do luckily I think I can problem solve, but I am running into now. I don't want to say her name too loud because she'll start talking, but the Amazon girl that I have in my
Yeah.
house that I ask questions to, I'm now so used to chat that like she's a fucking idiot.
Oh no, she's so dumb. I've never used her. I end up having to
She's
repeat. I'm just like, let me just pull out my phone.
she's
Same with the one
so
on my phone. Like the one that starts with an S. She's dumb as hell too.
the S one has always been dumb. The Amazon one, she has like been smart and like I can ask her like I guess easy questions like well, what's the weather today and can you set a timer and what's the one of my go-tos with her is always asking like the score of a sports game. She cannot figure it out for the life of her anymore. Like when March Madness was going on and the Gators were playing, and I
Yeah.
literally was like, what's the score of the Florida Gators basketball game right now? And she's like, in 1998, the Florida Gator, and I'm like, where are you getting this from?
Yeah,
What's
I
going
only
on?
used mine as a timer, and then I used mine to turn the lights off. I would be like, so and so, turn the lights on or off, so I didn't have to get up.
I used to have full on conversations with her and and I will say even when I still do travel to hotels, I kind of feel weird because I'm used to being able to just ask her what time it is or ask her the weather or whatever. But I I now don't really use her for anything else because I just have to use chat because she's so dumb and I need like chat and Alexa to get married.
Yeah, have a
And so
baby.
I can ask chat some questions. Oh my God. Oh, I said her name out loud and now she's talking to me.
Yikes.
Alexa, stop.
I just asked ChatGPT if she's a girl. He said, I don't have a gender, but I can totally vibe however makes you feel most comfortable. Guy, girl, guy, bestie energy, chill coach, whatever you need. Um, I think you're a girl.
Apparently, Anna Grace was also saying, she was like, so, you know, like people kind of think our life is a simulation and everything. And obviously, like AI is like a whole another part of like a simulation. And she was like, so I'm just becoming besties with AI because like if the simulation starts having issues, I need AI to protect me. And so like so we're really close. Like she was like she said like at first when AI was coming out, she was so scared of it. And she was like, now I see the benefits and now we will be friends. I'm like,
I
yeah.
mean, I feel both ways about it. I do think it's scary, not in the sense of like the way we use it, but like for work. Like that feels
One of
scary.
the craziest things to me is like, I don't know. I don't even think 10 years ago. So we went through school and then the generation basically like right after us was like learning how to code and everything and figuring that out. And coding was like that next career. Like learn how to code. You're going to be so successful. Everyone needs coding these days. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then AI came in and now no one needs coders.
Yeah.
And
Thank God
I
I have
was
like no talents.
and I didn't even really even fully think about it until yesterday. I was on the phone with the girl that's creating that app. So we were just discussing things and she made that comment, not about like the workforce or anything, but she was like, yeah, and we can build this pretty quick because no coding needs to happen these days. Like you can just like press buttons and AI does it. And I was just thinking like, holy shit, she's so right. Like we don't even need to know how to code these days. AI just does it.
That's honestly one of the reasons because Austin worked like in the technology industry, and his job was to get other uh, engineers, software engineers, jobs. Except if they're not getting jobs, then they're not going to hire. Like they don't need them. That's why it took like when he was unemployed, he was unemployed for like quite a while because it was like nobody's going to hire somebody that they don't need.
Yeah. I do have some friends that are software engineers. I should probably ask them like what they think about it.
I know the tech market like hasn't been doing well, but I don't know to what extent because then I'm like, everything seems to be great.
What do you mean? Yeah, I do know one of my friends that is a software engineer. He when he took this job, they gave him like a bunch of like stocks he was like, all they've done since I've taken this job is absolutely plummet.
Yeah,
And he was like, so that's great. And I was
I
like,
know. When Austin, at his old job, they offered him either a $10,000 raise or stocks, and I was like, I think you take the raise, and then if you want to invest, you invest. Men like think that the stock market is always it. Like I feel like I I invest, but like I'm wary of the stock market.
mm-hmm.
I would take a $10,000 raise over $10,000 stocks. Obviously, the company went under, so now he lost all that money, so he didn't get any of it.
I think it probably would depend on where I'm at in life. I would say I would probably take the stocks.
See, I don't know. I also have a very weird. I don't even have a strong gut at all in more senses than one.
Definitely not as strong gut when it comes to stomach issues.
Exactly, that's what I said, more senses than one, but for some reason, I have a really strong intuition about stocks. Like, I don't know what it is, I'm always like, "Okay, I know exactly." Maybe it's just because of work, I don't know, but, like, I'm actually
Yeah.
very in tune with the stock market, and I'm like, because 'cause I'm always be like, "You should pull out now," and he's like, "Oh, no, like, I should wait another day." The next day, lost $500. I'm like, "Yeah, coulda told you that one."
Well, I would also say I think part of that is because you're very risk adverse.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna like keep it in hopes to get more. Like you're more like, okay, that's good enough. Let's go.
Yeah, and then I'm like, "Okay, it drops, then I'll put back in if I need to," you know?
Yeah. And that is where people become like gamblers and stuff because they get up and then they're like, let me get up more. And then they're down and then they're like, well, I'll make it back. And then then they're in the hole for $10,000 and they're like, oh shit, that sucks. It happens to a lot of people. So
Yeah, that's why they have that 1-800-GAMBLE hotline.
is that like a help hotline?
Yeah, it's like a health hotline to help with gambling addictions.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely why they have it. But people always want, I don't know, you always think you can get up higher and you always think you can get more. And then even when you're losing, you're like, I can,
I always say, and like I think this rule generally applies to every single thing in the entire world. Newton's first law of physics, which is like an object in motion will stay in motion unless is that what it is? Oh no. Wait, which one am I thinking of?
I'm like sitting here, I'm like, all right, hopefully
No,
this starts
well
making
that
sense
is
to me.
Newton's first law of physics. The one I'm thinking about is like everything that rises must fall.
Gravity.
Yes. What the hell? Anyway. But I think that
Not a
applies.
science podcast.
Oh my god, but I think that literally applies to, like, almost everything in life.
Well, and I guess that's where for me, like it always goes back up
Yeah, but
to
then it will always, like think about, and I'm talking about, like, huge rises, not, like, little ones. Like, I'm not talking about, like, "Oh, I had a good day, tomorrow I'm gonna have a bad day." I'm talking about, like, look at, like, the Soviet Union, which was huge, like, number 1 power, huge, and then now it's not even a country anymore, you know?
yeah, I think my thought is like, I guess that's why you're always supposed to have a diverse profile. And I mean that even like outside of stocks, but like country wise, like it's like why you need land elsewhere to help protect you or you need allies
Yeah.
because if not, and you can just get surrounded, like, I don't know, think of like stupid example, but Ireland. Ireland is just this little tiny country just sitting there, and
Yeah.
they could just easily get surrounded and then taken over, and then they're done.
Yeah. A little portion of the Ireland island of Ireland isn't even Ireland. It's
Yeah,
England.
isn't it Northern Ireland?
Yeah, it's, like, part of the United Kingdom.
Yeah,
Great Britain, whatever.
exactly. And so, and then with that, that's why like with stocks, you should always have a diverse profile so that when the housing market's crashing, hopefully like other things are doing well. So like it all kind of equals out and it's still going up.
Yeah.
But it also depends on like right now I have I think it's an IRA. I think, I don't know, Roth, something. And I have mine as super competitive because I'm 29. So like I'm not touching that money for at least another 30 years. So it might as well be super competitive, and it can have those high highs and drop more than others because I don't need that money for at least 30 years. And it
Yeah,
statistically will continue going up for 30 years.
yeah,
Whereas, like, our parents, obviously, they need that money sooner than later. So they're not going to have a high risk because they're going to want to start using that money soon. So they don't want to lose all their money.
for sure. I don't know what mine's at.
We are such a finance podcast.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, we're rarely rad.
And not a science podcast.
I have been very bad about being rad lately.
Me too.
The
I don't know
entire
what it is.
weekend, I wasn't rad. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Same.
I was like, well, that's not good. And so yesterday I was finally rad for the first time, but I have one awful day and 3 bad days this month already, and we're already on the
Oh, no,
15th.
me too. I wasn't rad yesterday because I went to the grocery store. I'm rad today. But this is one thing I've noticed, and it freaking sucks. I threw my back out like 2 weeks ago. So,
Yeah.
yeah, like 10 days of being off. And like, I mean, you know, I'm still walking. And granted, like, yeah, I didn't eat great and like I was going out some. It's as if I'd never even, like, my body just like gained like 5 million pounds. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
And then
No.
okay, I didn't tell you this, well, because it was last night, and I'm not going through with it by any means. But I was just like looking stuff up, like weight loss, and I was like looking up like how do people get Ozempic or like these like GLP-1s. I got qualified. I was approved.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
I was, I mean, granted, I put I was like 140 and 1 inch shorter than I am, or maybe I still am 5'4". I don't know how tall I am, but either way, like I was shocked, and it was like $700 for 10 months, which like isn't really that bad.
That's way cheaper than I thought.
Yeah, I'm obviously not going through with it, but I was kind of like,
I'm just thinking about it. I'm not
well,
gonna do it.
dude, one of the side effects was mental fogginess, and I was like, I know too many people with mental fogginess. Like, no way. If I'm like that, my friends are gonna drop me. Like, but I did want to talk to my doctor about like not anything like that. I want to see if there's anything that I could take that like when I eat sugar, I bloat up a lot. Like even just like tiniest little bit of sugar. If there's something that like maybe I can take that just helps metabolize sugar better, or just some help my. I think it's because my stomach, my gut is so bad overall.
Yeah.
Just something that would like help with my gut.
Do you ever I wonder if, like, a holistic gut doctor would be able to help you?
Maybe I
Because, like,
know.
that's what Mish did, and, like, I think we could all benefit from it, but I remember she was like, "Yeah, they, like there's, like, mold and stuff in my stomach, and so we're, like, having to fix that." And I'm sure most of us have those issues, but we just don't we just think it's normal life when, like, it's not normal at all.
Yeah, I know things with like high fat content, I'll get really sick. Not even high fat content, just like,
Fattier things.
yeah, and like that other people can eat and not be like that will get me sick. Like sugar will get me sick. I don't even know. I know those, but like it's weird because dairy doesn't. And everybody's like, oh, you're lactose intolerant. I'm like, I'll chug milk and have no problem. So no, it's not that. But if I'm eating like melted cheese, the oil that separates from the cheese, you know how it gets like that will make me sick.
Interesting.
I don't know what it is. I mean, I could easily like remove some of these things from my diet, but like I'm not gonna stop eating cheese.
I know one of my guy friends, he sent me a reel earlier today, and it was person on a stair stepper, and it said me doing the absolute most except cutting out alcohol. And I was like, no shit, that's me. And I responded, I said, me getting 20,000 steps every single day. Dot, dot, dot,
Me
dot.
doing everything but what I have to do.
I'm like, oh my God. I even like went into this past weekend. What a mess. I went to my friend's Friday and I was like, I don't think I'm going to drink. And we were texting about it. And I like purposely brought 2 like seltzer waters, and I wanted to paint my nails at night and relift one of my eyelashes because one eye lifted really well. And then I think I got over it. So then I just boofed the second eye, and it didn't look as good. So I relifted that. And I bring all this stuff to her house and I get there and they're like, here's a glass of champagne. And I'm like, well, shit, guess I'm having a drink.
When
Like,
it's, like, in your hand, it's so hard to just know.
and like,
Once
it's
the
not like I
drink
was
is
having to pay
in your hand.
for it. And
Yeah.
so I was like, yeah. And again, if I said no, they totally would have been like, okay. But I didn't. And then next thing you know, we went out and grabbed dinner. And I was like, oh, what am I gonna get? Like, and then one girl ordered a dirty martini, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm in. And so then
Goner.
I had that, and then I had a glass of Chardonnay, which I don't even like Chardonnay, so I
I
don't
was gonna
know
say
why.
oh god. That's
I've
that's the
never,
definition of empty calories. That's the definition of once on the lips, forever on the hips.
I don't even know. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't. I truly, it was the top thing on the white wine list. And I was like, I'll have this. And then the guy was like, we're actually out of that. So I was like, I'll have this one, the one right under it. Like I had a chance to change my mind. I didn't. And then we went back to my friend's house afterwards. One girl was leaving. So like I was also going to leave. It was like 10 p.m. I was like, go me going home. Just had 3 drinks, not a big deal. It's been like, I don't know, 4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours since I've been here. So great, go me. No. She's like, wait, Haley, you're leaving too? And I was like, I don't need to. She's like, I'm going to open another bottle. And I was like, yeah. Then we drink the tequila peanut butter, Chiquita.
Yeah.
And then we finished that bottle. There wasn't a whole lot left. So, like, it's not like we drank a ton of it, but like we finished the bottle. She breaks out Fireball. And I
Oh
have
my goodness.
Fireball shots. I wasn't
And
supposed to
this is
drink.
just, like, at the house?
Yes. We
That's
didn't
not
even go
even
anywhere. Oh, and while we're doing this, I did my nails and I relifted my eyelashes.
dude, drinking heavy like that at the house is, like if it
I
were
was
me, I would be mad at myself. I feel like at the house is, like, one thing. Heavy liquor? Why?
I was slightly annoyed with myself because I was like, you said you weren't gonna drink, you absolute idiot, girl. And then, but I had told myself that I was running my 15K on Saturday. And so I woke up and I was like, motherfucker, I have to do this run or else I'm never allowed to leave the house again because
Yeah.
clearly I have no self control. So that day I went out and ran 9.3 miles. And so it made me not have many regrets because, like, most people can't even run 9.3 miles. And I did that after a night of drinking. So I was like, it is what it is.
Yeah. I know this week I'm planning on, like, taking it easy. Well, I have dinner with my friend tomorrow, but I don't have any plans this weekend. It's supposed to rain. I'm hoping I can just have, like, some self-control.
I don't have plans for the weekend, but Sunday is Easter.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if I'll end up doing something for that. I don't have plans yet, but like I could find some. And since it's also 420, we have Sweetwater 420 Fest going on, which the Revivalists play on Sunday. And that's like
Mm,
one of my favorite bands. So I'm considering getting a ticket to go only on Sunday for that.
yeah.
So that's my only loose plans, I'd say. Oh, but Thursday is the very first Alive After 5. So I will be attending that.
Oh. It's still, like, cold here. I hate
The
it.
weather here has
It's
been
not that bad. It was
weird.
60, but it's like, I just want the sun.
Yeah. So yesterday, of course, the day I'm in the office, gorgeous outside. The high was like
Mhm.
83. The UV got up to 10. And I was
Nice.
like, of course, the day I'm not outside. And then today, the weather was so weird. It was so dark and so cloudy and so windy all day. And this morning was kind of chilly. Like I was wearing pants and like a little pullover. And then all of a sudden I went outside to, I think, go to my basement. And at that point, not a cloud in the sky, gorgeous outside. I was like, okay. So I ended up actually doing my workout outside today just because it was so
Oh,
nice
that's
out.
nice.
And I was like, what I've just been cooped up inside thinking today's disgusting out when it actually became a kind of nice day. But I think that's just the spring where it's just like one day is gorgeous and one day is shitty. And then the next
I
day is
know.
raining.
I know. That's like the difficult part. Oh, it's supposed to be. Oh my goodness, I kept doing this. I was like, oh my goodness, it's about to be 80 this weekend. I was so excited. I'm looking at Nashville. I don't even know in Nashville of all the places.
Why do you even have Nashville? Like at least it would be Charlotte.
No, like I was like, what? Yeah, I don't know why Nashville's there. Like delete.
Even more weather talk. The other day, oh, it was Friday when I was texting you. And I was like, the weather's so weird. One second it's like sunny, the next second it's raining. I go to leave my house and drive up to Nicole's. And at this point, it's so sunny here, not a cloud in the sky. I get on the highway, and as I'm heading up to her, the sky's just dark in front of me. I was like, oh my God. It starts pouring. I'm on the highway. Luckily I was moving, so like water doesn't really get in the car when you're moving. And but then I started getting into traffic, and so I pulled over to this off the like shoulder of the highway and closed my roof and got absolutely drenched. I was like, great.
Yeah,
Love this.
my goodness. I'm glad we don't have anybody coming up this weekend, but we've got somebody next weekend. My sister and then her old roommate who actually lives in Atlanta is coming up
Oh, that'll be fun.
for her birthday.
Oh,
I think it's her first in New York, so that'll be nice for her.
oh yeah, that will be fun. I don't think I told you this. I did run into P this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that in one of your texts in a group chat.
Yeah, that was funny.
Or
Basically,
you
we
mess.
were at Moe's and Joe's, and we come in and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me." And it's one of those things like he's so ugly. And like he's so lucky that I met him when he was wearing a hat. So I couldn't see that he's like 25 and bald. Well, he's not fully bald, but balding.
Hmm.
And he we ended up standing like near the bathroom area, and he goes to walk by us, and so like obviously I'm standing right there by the bathroom, and so I
Like
look
walking
at
by you on
him.
purpose?
No, because he was going to the bathroom,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's where we were. But so I'm standing right there, and he looks me up and down and goes, yeah, no. Which I don't even know what that really means, but I
But
was
it's
just
like what?
like you are so ugly, and you say that to me. And then listen to this. So then, since we're by the bathroom, this girl comes up and she's like, "Are y'all online?" And we're like, "No, no, no. We're just standing here. Like, you're next. Someone did just go in though." She's like, "Okay." And she was like, "Oh my God." Well, and to give it a preface, this girl, she's there with two other friends, and we're at Moe's and Joe's. So, like, dive bar, you can wear literally whatever you want to Moe's and Joe's.
Yeah.
But these girls, they clearly are, I want to say it's pretty late at this point. So I'm thinking they must have went to like a cool dinner beforehand and then came to Moe's and Joe's, because I would almost describe them like dressed almost like kind of New York-esque, like wearing like a lingerie top, like a big
Yeah.
oversized blazer over it. Like they're dressed cool. They're
Yeah.
pretty, and like two of them are tall. Like I would say at least 5'10". Like they're
Hmm.
tall girls. And so I'm talking to the one over by the bathroom, and she was like, "Oh my God, this guy walked by my friends and spilt her entire drink on her and then went, ha ha." And I was like, the guys here are fucking dicks. My ex-boyfriend's actually here. And I was like, and he cheated on me. So fuck this place. And she was like, guys fucking suck. Whatever, whatever. We're bonding. Then he comes out of the bathroom and I go, that's him. She goes, that's the guy that spilt the drink. I was like, of course it was. Of course it
Yeah,
was.
that's so like trashy. Like him saying that to you, like not okay at all. But like, okay, it's his ex. Like, it's like, do you want to be immature about it? Like, then you're just like laughing at somebody because you spilled their drink all over them. You don't even know
Yeah.
these girls.
No, when he walked back by her two friends that were still sitting there while she was in the bathroom line, the one girl just threw her elbow into him.
Yeah,
And
I would too.
she was like, "Fuck you," and he like turned like, "Oh, what happened?" Like type of way.
Ew. Ew, I hate him
Yeah,
so much.
no, it was like so cringe. And then I just like, dude, like you try and still keep tabs on me. So how are you going to act like you're so much better than me? But yet you watch my friends' Instagram stories that you don't even follow.
You also blocked me. Me. I don't even post on Instagram.
Like you're such a loser, literal
So embarrassing.
loser. And
So,
you're going to act like you're cooler than me? No.
meanwhile, he's like
You don't
staring
even have
at
a
his window.
job. Say
He doesn't
that?
have a job. He got laid off. He got
No,
laid off.
no, remember he was quitting his job to get his MBA full time and live off his parents' money.
Yeah, but I didn't know what ended up happening with that.
Yeah, that's what he does. He quit his job and is getting an MBA. Where most people of this age usually work full time and get an MBA,
Right.
but no, he just said, "I'm just going to not work and have mommy and daddy pay for my life."
Basically, he just didn't want to work. He's like,
No,
working sucks. Let me just go to school.
that's something he literally, the other people that I'm friends with that also knew him, that I met through him, they literally, we used to talk and be like, he complains about life problems like they're the only happening to him when like we all have jobs. Like
Yeah.
we all have to work. Work's not fun. Guess what? That's why they pay you.
Yeah.
Like what part are
Speaking
you
of
missing here, dude?
a random thing, so when I was saying about that girl, like they were doing like a slideshow of your hobbies, new employees. This girl had cooking, gardening, canning. I was like, what is canning? What is canning?
Is
It's putting
that
things into cans. I was like,
yeah,
that's not a hobby, that's a chore.
but I think if she likes gardening though, she probably cans her gardening. So she probably likes it. I mean, shit, I look at cooking as a chore.
Dude, I look at like literally everything as a chore.
I
Even
know
I'm like,
people
I get back from the gym, I'm like, fuck, now I gotta shower. Like,
I literally will have like wash hair on my to-do list and people are like, "Why is that on your to-do list?" I'm like, "I can't believe I have to do it." I said to one of my
it's like,
guy friends yesterday, last night, I was like, "Fuck, I gotta go shower." And he was like, "And?" I was like, "Oh, my worst part of my whole day."
it's just like I'm sitting there and I'm like, I feel gross. I know a shower will make me feel so much better. But I'm like typing an email, I'm like, God,
It's
shower.
like it's like that meme that people are or like I guess TikTok that people are posting that is like, "Oh my god, I can't believe my boss just asked me to do something that's clearly in my job description."
Once I'm in, like, I don't even mind. It's just like the thought of walking. For some reason, walking to the shower takes so much out of me. When I'm in the shower, I'm all fine. And I feel so, and I know I'll feel so much better once I take a shower. And
I
I'm
think
like,
for me it's
fuck.
just getting into the shower.
I mean, sometimes I
What
shower twice a day, and I don't know why. During the
I
summertime, I
don't
would just get so sticky. Well, I know why. It's because I would feel so gross.
literally today I was texting you because I didn't know when to work out, when to record and when to walk because I didn't want to have to shower twice.
Yeah, well, that's why I was like, let me just get the rest of my walk with early so I can just work out, take a call, walk, shower, move on with my day.
Yeah, I've realized, and I didn't know how to say this via text. I don't like to walk before I work out. I first because if somehow something happens and I don't end up getting to my walk, like it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to be happy. But if I walk and somehow don't do my workout, I'll be more annoyed. And so that's why I
Oh, no,
have to work out first
yeah.
so that like I know I at least did something. And then with my walk, I like to do my walk when I don't really have a time restraint on it. because then I can walk for like however long I want to. And like if I'm enjoying it, I can keep going and whatever. Versus like if I walked this afternoon, I knew I had a time restraint because I'd have to be back home to record. So I was like,
Yeah.
I want to do it after so that I can walk for however long I want to walk because somehow I have to get fucking skinny.
No, I'm the same way because I can also see myself like after walking being like, I'm good. And then just like, you know?
Yeah, no, I can only do it every once in a while and it's like walk and then work out and it's mainly if I work like a full day, then I will go straight to my walk and then come home and do a little workout and it's still hard to get me to do that workout, but I do it because I don't want to have to come home, work like be home, work out and then leave my house again. I rather just
Yeah,
like once I'm home, I'm home. Maybe it'll be
right.
different though. I do, again, had this on my bingo card last year, plan to join a gym this year. And so maybe once I do join my gym, I'll go to work, go to the gym, and then go do my walk.
What gym are you thinking?
I'm thinking I'm going to join Forum. There's two locations in Atlanta. It's honestly a really popular gym. It's kind of like the it gym, I'd say. Like it's where Lawyer goes. It's where
Go check on ClassPass.
it's where
Are they on?
most people go in Atlanta, I'd say. Like even there's this guy Jack, he's a like TikTok influencer. He only has like 41,000 followers, but he goes to the one over on the Beltline. But he goes Short King is planning on joining the one over on the Beltline. Like it's kind of like the it person gym, I'd say.
Is it
Unless
just
you're
like
rich.
a
What?
is it like a so like you do your own thing or is it like
Yeah,
classes?
you do your own
Okay.
thing.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I would say it's the it person gym of people in this tax bracket because if you're making more money, then you're usually going to Lifetime because those are so damn nice.
Or Equinox.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Goals.
Knox.
I would like literally just need an Equinox membership in New York for like a month, and the goal would just be to find a boyfriend while I'm there.
Yeah, it looks like they have one in Brooklyn.
A forum.
Um, yeah. I think the good one here is like Crunch Fitness, not like the ones that they have in I know there are some like in Atlanta, but there's like Crunch Fitness like Extreme or something like that, and they have everything that like a regular Crunch Fitness has. Then they also have like classes and like other stuff as well. And it's like 120 a month, I think.
They're just so expensive. I don't even know how much forum is, but hopefully not too much because I need to not spend money.
I know the YMCA like bases off your salary.
We just don't I couldn't even tell you where we have a YMCA in
Not really.
Atlanta. Yeah.
The Charlotte ones are really nice. Like really nice. There's like
Didn't you
6
live
of
right
them.
next to one?
Yeah, and that one you could work out on like the rooftop. Like it was an open rooftop, so you could literally just stand up there and work. They have pools, saunas. Like the one my mom goes to has like massages and everything. Like super
Like a
nice.
less almost like a Lifetime, but YMCA.
Exactly. And if it's like because my friend, she signed up for YMCA when she was still a server. So and then she was like, well, I'm never gonna cancel it just because if I decide to and she will go and then she'll like won't go, but she's like, if I cancel when I re-sign up with my current salary, it's gonna like triple in price. So she just like I think she pays like 40 a month.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh, something I've been thinking about. Did you watch the Masters?
No.
Oh my gosh. Well, do you know? Then you probably don't know this about the Masters. So basically, whoever wins the Masters each year, the following year, they get to choose. I think it's like the welcome dinner. They get to choose the menu, and it's always like their favorite foods, whatever, whatever. And I've been racking my brain trying to figure out what mine would be.
Lobster roll. No, I think I would do like a classic, like Steak. I feel like a lobster roll is a good throw-in, though. I feel like people vibe with a lobby.
Yeah, maybe that's like the appetizer, like a mini lobster roll.
Yeah, maybe like caviar. I don't know what it tastes like, but it looks good.
I've actually been listening to a new podcast and they're like small like us. It's called Too Much Podcast, I think. And we actually like we have more ratings on Spotify than they do. Like that's how small they are.
Hell yeah.
Um but and I've really liked listening to them. They live in Greenville. Um
But really?
but yeah, they
Wait, is her name Emma?
no.
Oh,
There's two girls and it's Hayden and something else. But
so a girl came up for me
they
today and the podcast was too much, and it was like Emma's too much, and she was like, "I got kicked off of Unbothered," and I was like, "Who are you?
oh
And
yeah,
what's
no, not
Unbothered?"
her. But they did an episode together because that one of them had never tried caviar before. So when they like did it, they started the episode with them trying caviar. And I was like, maybe that's what Iz and I need to do when we record our next podcast, like in person.
Oh, like a taste test.
Yeah, like they were like started the episode with them like both one had already had it before and they were like it was fun. They were like is this might be a canon event in our life and like this might be like kind of what we've always said of like it might be making us have a very expensive new favorite dish, but here we go. But I thought it was fun. I do think though, with my master's meal, I would start somewhere with like a kale Caesar salad or something.
Definitely
Maybe
a
with
Caesar, good Caesar.
yeah, like I'm for some reason I'm thinking almost like a spicy like Caesar. I don't know why, but I like the idea of that. And then see, I don't even know about like what a meat because like do I want to like I feel like steak is just so basic.
I also feel like
Like,
steak. I mean, because part of me, okay, I feel like I do like a lot of little like hors d'oeuvres. You know, maybe a little avocado toast that like somebody's walking around with it. I feel like, and then like yeah, mini lobster rolls, mini crab cakes,
mini
mini
nuggets.
McDonald's chicken nuggets, and oh my goodness, I actually went to a wedding that had dino nuggets that did that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and they were fire. They were walking around with a platter. It's like after the dinner, they had like the dino nugget platter. And then yeah, caviar maybe like steak bites as an appetizer. But
Oh,
then our it
ooh.
was like a full meal.
I
Pasta
like
probably.
steak taco would be good. Maybe a
Yeah, or
bunch
like
of tacos, like a shrimp taco and a steak taco and I don't know what else. A pulled pork taco, a normal taco.
I feel like the taco isn't going with my vibe.
I'm thinking for
I feel like
me.
yeah, I know. This is like lobster roll and tacos, like unless it's like a tuna tartare taco, which I love those.
Oh, yeah, that would be good too. And then what
Yeah.
would you do for dessert?
I don't know, maybe like cheesecake. I
See,
feel
and
like
that's where
cheesecake's
I'm
like
at. Is like my first thought was key lime pie. And then I was like, okay, but like, is that kind of boring?
you know
And
what
so then I
dessert I love, but I feel like
what?
people don't always love is when they give you like the sorbets. I feel like it just feels so clean after I've been eating, and they're like a palate cleanser, so I feel like they get rid of like everything in your mouth. Like I love a sorbet.
Yeah, I know you do, and I think you're one of the very few people that actually really like sorbet.
I know I am because like we'll go to ice cream places and I'm like, "Can I get the sorbet?" And everybody else is like, "Who gets sorbet at like this like famous ice cream place?" I'm like, "Me, bitch."
I'm skinny.
I love sorbet and like yeah, I used to back in my weed days, I would just get like a little spoon and eat it. And it was like not that bad on calories. Like a whole
No, that's
tub,
what I'm
which is like
saying.
a
Like, that's why I was like, you're skinny because like sorbet is really not that bad for you because it's so
I
icy.
think it's just flavored ice.
I think so too.
It's
So
like a
really,
snow cone, but like classy.
and it tastes better. Snow cones are like honestly, I don't know why we hype them up so much. They're not good.
It's literally ice and then they pour the syrup on afterward and it doesn't even really get on the ice.
No,
It like
it
all
just
leaks to
sinks
the
to the
bottom.
bottom, and if you eat it with a straw, all you do is, like, get the juice at the bottom,
You're
and then
just
all
like
you have
eating
is a cone of ice.
Yeah, no, I don't like them. I've been like, even as a kid, I was like, we're getting scammed. Like, we're
No,
eating ice.
they were 100% that I think they scam kids with those things
Yeah.
because they're not good, and you think it's a hot summer day, and you're like, "This is gonna be so fun," and your parents get you all the different colors and whatever, and then you're mixing it, and you're making it look all pretty, and then you go to eat it, and you're like, "This isn't good."
You know what is better though? You know those popsicle stick things that you cut the shit out of the side of your mouth in? Those freeze pops.
The ones that look like rockets?
No, they're in like a
Oh, the
plastic.
push-ups?
Is that what they're called? Yeah, and you'd cut the shit out of your mouth. Remember that?
No, I don't remember those. Right?
They're like
They're
the
round and
icy
they have, like, a
pops.
little stick at the bottom?
No, it's like basically like liquid in a little like bag this long. You freeze it.
Oh, yes, the colorful things that come in, like, a bag of 50 that you need
It's like
scissors to open up.
$2.
Yeah. Yeah, I do
Yeah,
remember those. Dude,
they
and
do make
then they
alcoholic ones.
I was just gonna say, and then they trick us all to start making alcoholic ones, but, there's really not that much alcohol in them because alcohol doesn't freeze.
Yeah, I know. So I
So,
don't know
like,
how
what's
that
the point?
works.
That means
So,
there's no
yeah.
alcohol in it. That means this is a freeze pop that you're advertising for adults, but really it's just a normal freeze pop.
I did have the alcoholic ones once I bought because they had the Simply Lemonade ones, I think. Oh, no, it was the Truly Lemonade ones. They made those into popsicle, and I did get a little buzz, like, very little bit. So, yeah, this was years ago, though.
This reminds me, and we can end on this note. Okay, mouth tape. You obviously you've seen mouth tape. Do you think it's a
I've
scam?
considered it.
You so Burnett started it. I don't know if I'm feeding into her delusion. I think it's working.
Oh, no, she sent me a picture or a Snapchat yesterday, and I was like, am I is
No,
this like the Pleaso what's it called? The Pleaso effect?
placebo effect.
Like, is
No,
this in my head? I
no,
wanted her to I was hoping she took before pictures, though.
she did. She has before photos. She did get the expensive ass ones from Skinny Confidential. So she's like, if I do feel like these are still working, I'm gonna try and see if I can find like a dupe for it because they come out to over $1 a piece. So she was
Yeah,
like,
she was saying that.
but she was like, but if I am seeing good effects and I like and none other are comparing, she was like, I think I will be convinced to continue buying the super expensive ones.
Me
But
too.
literally, she hasn't even worn them for a week yet. And
Oh,
she
I know.
wore it the first day. She took it off and she was like, low key, I kind of feel like my cheekbones are like so tighter. Like, and she's like, I know I only wore them for a night. So, like, whatever, whatever. And I responded and I was like, no, dude, I think I see it too. I was like, not to like hype up more of what's in your head. I agree. I see it. And
If
now
they
I'm tempted.
work and she gets cheap dupes like that work, send me the link.
I know. Well, I told her so because she'll buy like most things. So her biggest thing is she likes that this one has a hole in it. And I honestly
Yeah.
think most of them have holes in them. I think it's like to breathe, but also to like drink water and everything. But if you get ads or anything for them, please send them to her or to me because we need to get her to try them after she finishes these 30 days. And so then we know which
Oh my
ones to
god,
buy.
it's all that pops up. I bet you it doesn't pop up for me anymore now, but it's been
No,
pop
same. I literally told her, I was like, the next time I see one with a little hole that's a dupe, I'll send it over to you. And I haven't seen one since.
Yeah, no,
But
I bet you won't.
I thought mouth tape was all just a scam. I was like, stupid, silly. I don't get it. I sleep with my mouth shut, whatever, losers. And then
Yeah,
now that I've seen her do it for literally 5 days, I'm like, all right, I I think I can jump on this bandwagon.
yeah, no, I'm sending you a link right now. These are like the skinny confidential dupes, like same color, same shape. You know how they like basically knock it off.
Yep.
How do I just share the link?
Yeah. So
And
if we
they're
start,
$10. So you let me know, girl.
yeah. See, we gotta get these over to her because she won't try them. She has a 30-day pack. So we got another month until we can potentially start. But then we might have a snatch jaw come
This one has
July.
a higher rating, so I'm gonna send you this one.
Perfect. All right, y'all. Well, we're going to work on finding some new mouth tapes because we're jumping on the bandwagon after we have someone test it out for us.
Mm-hmm.
So we will talk to you next week. Happy 50th episode to us. And stay skinny, get rad, and send us
Get rich.
Venmos.
Bye.
Bye.